Hey, what's up, everybody? This is a TB3 podcast, episode 38. Big show, got a lot of Rays action. A huge signing for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah,
It's always good when it's off season. We still get to talk Bucs. We all love our Buccaneers. And glad to be back with my two friends. Joel, second episode back since being in Africa.
Nice to be back. I'm back, and so are Tampa Bay wins.
yeah,
That is true.
Weird
I'll
Rays week.
hold on to that until we get swept.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot to take away from this Rays game or Rays week, and honestly, I feel like we'd had a whole different perspective if not for the last game, which sucked. That Sunday game against the Yankees really could have made or break the week, but it is what it is. Still a 3-3 week. The Rays are still where they were hovering around
6-1 in the City Connects.
Yeah. I can't believe they lost in that one random White Sox game.
One game I went to this week.
I was really
That's what he gets for not going with us the night before.
I was busy.
I was gonna say 0-1 when they wear the City Connects and Will's there, but he was at the game. He was at the.
I was at the Friday game.
He was there.
And there was some magic.
Yeah,
but that might have been just because you were there.
I was just really interested to see if they won the City Connects, if they would have knocked off Devil Rays Day for the second week in a row.
Oh, 100% they would
I
have.
don't know.
They would have.
I kind of feel like they would have still went with Devil Rays Day.
I wish that we'd found out. That was one of the saddest parts.
Yeah, I was interested to see how they were gonna play that situation.
But Aaron Savali just wanted to let us down.
He ruined it for everyone. Yeah, we want to just go through the games real quick, and then we can get back to discussing them right quick.
Yeah. Anything else we want to get off our chest before we go?
Yeah.
in?
Any opening
stories?
No. I guess we can. While we're in the intro, I would like to say, like the video, subscribe if you haven't. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment. Do you guys think in the next 2 weeks Jose Siri will be DFA'd by the Rays, or do you think after the next 2 weeks Jose Siri will still be on the Rays? Leave a comment telling us that. If you're on Spotify, hit the 5 stars, hit the follow button. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you guys for anyone who's followed, listened, liked, subscribed, commented, whatever. We appreciate you guys. We love you. So, without further ado, we'll just recap these games real quick. The Rays came in off their first sweep of the season, and they were still at home. 2 home series this week, and it started off against the White Sox. The Rays were looking for some revenge, as if you guys recall, a couple weeks ago, the White Sox swept the Rays in Chicago. It was a shocker. It was rock bottom, as we like to call it. And we looked like that was actually rock bottom. I don't think it's getting worse and worse. Good for us. First game was started by Tyler Alexander versus Mike Clevenger for the Chicago White Sox. In the Rays, the bats got going. The Rays built a 3-0 lead. Tommy Pham hit a home run to make it 3-2. But then the Rays just kept adding, and this was highlighted by Johnny DeLuca, his first career Major League home run. He ended up having 4 RBIs on the night, just adding to his tear of a start that he came to the big leagues on. And the Rays won this game 8-2 off some solid pitching and really good hitting by the lineup, and they would bring this into the next game. Zach Eflin would start this game, and he would have probably the best start any Rays starter has had the whole entire season, as Zach Eflin went 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and 0 walks. And the Rays bats backed him up. They gave him some runs to work with. Harold Ramirez would get an RBI single to get the Rays on the board. And then in the 3rd inning, Randy Arozarena would hit a 2-run home run in those City Connects. He's looking so good, and he's playing so good in them. Isak Praise also hit a home run in this game to make it 5-0. And 5-1 would be your final score. The Rays would win this one 5-1. Headed into the final game looking for a sweep started by Aaron Savali. However, the same things that we kind of talked about last week on the show for Aaron Savali reigned true. He was not able to get through 5 innings. He only went 4 2/3. And he gave up the long ball to Paul DeJong to give the White Sox the lead 2-1. The Rays would only muster up 1 run in this game. The offense had an off night for sure. The White Sox would add on with a couple runs to make it 4-1, and that would be your final score. The Rays would not get the sweep. They would have to settle for a series win, and then the Yankees come to town riding on a pony. And This first game was started by Taj Bradley, making his first start of the 2024 season, and he looked really good. I think we'll get into him later. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, 1 earned run. However, the Rays offense gave him no run support. A shutout for the Yankees pitching staff. Anthony Rizzo would get a home run in the top of the ninth to make it a 2-0 deficit. The Rays would rally in the bottom of the ninth. And unfortunately, due to some critical strikeouts and some terrible umpiring in that ninth inning, the Rays would lose this one 2-0. However, it's baseball. We're back to the next one, and the Rays got off hot in this game as Yandy Diaz, on the first pitch he saw, hits a leadoff home run to end his home run drought, make it 1-0 Rays. The Yankees would go up 2-1 off Zach Littell, who pitched another really solid game today. 5 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And then in the third inning, Randy Arozarena got a really big hit. 3-run home run puts the Rays up 4-2, and the Rays would end up adding on in the 7th with 3 runs, giving them a 7-2 lead, and that would be your final score. The series is tied 1-1, 7-2 win for the Rays, and we head to the rubber match. Huge game, it feels like, and unfortunately, a guy who's not going to be a starter for much longer, Tyler Alexander, was on the bump, and he did not look good. The Yankees would build a 6-0 lead off Alexander. And then in the bottom of the 7th, the Rays gave us hope as Jose Ziri, this is the best burrito I've ever eaten, hits a grand slam, his first in his big league career, to make it 6-4. Isaac Perez was hit by a pitch. The bases were loaded, down 1 with 1 out. The Rays would not be able to bring in that tying and go-ahead runs. They would have to settle for a 6-5 deficit. And then Sean Armstrong comes in and unfortunately does not keep the deficit at 1. Gleyber Torres would hit a 3-run home run, and then Jose Trevino would also hit a home run in that inning, making it 10-5. Yandy Diaz would hit a Chris Paul home run to make it 10-6. But that would be all she wrote. The Rays would lose this one 10-6 and lose the series to the Yankees.
Oh, that's really frustrating. It was such a good week up until Sunday, really. Hate losing to the Yankees. I absolutely hate it. And I feel like, a lot of people, you look at the big media and stuff like that, and all these guys are saying how Yankees are one of the best teams, this and that. And it's like, we've only lost them because we've shot ourselves in the foot just about every single game. And we've had opportunities to win every single game against the Yankees. And so it's just frustrating when they sneak away with a couple wins. Friday was super frustrating, but I think Sunday especially had plenty of opportunities to win, even after Tyler Alexander kind of ruined it for you in the beginning. Which, come on, man, I tip my cap to you.
I know. I was
because
thinking
I
about
thought that was it, and then you'd go out and do that. Come on, man. Maybe I'm not sorry for thinking you were Curtis Mead. Maybe you need to join him in Durham.
Yeah,
probably will, or probably DFA.
Oof. No.
Does he have any options left?
He's going to the bullpen. He's going to be our lefty specialist.
I'm not opposed to that.
He's going to be our lefty specialist.
That's true.
Yeah, we need one. So we're not done with him yet. Was a bad start. Probably one of his worst since those first 2 games that he had, the Colorado and the Blue Jays game. But he's been pitching pretty solid recently. But this was a bad start for him. The cutter was not cutting, and the Yankees were hitting home runs. They got 9 of their 10 home runs in this game off the long ball. And it's another thing that kind of just has been plaguing the Rays. Unfortunate home runs at different times is just a problem that this Rays pitching staff has this year. But to me, man, you look at that Yankees series, and I go back to Friday. Friday night was a golden opportunity. You get a great start from Taj Bradley making his season debut, and the Rays can't muster a single run. And I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about the Friday night game.
Yeah, super frustrating because I think there was a lot of good, and that was really just Taj Mahal Bradley. He went, 6 innings, 7 Ks, 1 earned run. Super solid, and I think he hit 99.1 miles per hour, so good velo. But, yeah, you can't do anything to help him out. You can't give him any boost. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I've said this before. It's just can't do anything right. You got to be able to reward your starters when they do well like that. I know not every start has been the best. I know the starters have struggled, like Savali and Alexander, and sometimes Eflin every other game usually. But when somebody's pitching well, you got to be able to give them some support. And they weren't able to do that.
I mean, yeah, just looking at this Yankees series, Colby was there on Friday night. He had bad news for all of us. It was slam-packed with Yankees fans. I think it just set a bad tone for the whole weekend. They all were coming out to see their new toy, Juan Soto. And, I mean, we're looking at losing 2 out of 3 in the series because of it.
I agree.
Filled to the brim with the Yanks.
Yet,
It was
shame
bad.
on Rays fans. I'm getting sick of it,
Yeah.
okay? I'm getting real sick of it. And I know, okay, I'm not going to blame all Rays fans because it is Steve Sternberg's fault. You overprice the tickets when the Yankees come to town. Price gouge really bad. I was looking at it. I even did a comparison. I know it's the White Sox, okay? You're not seeing great games, but you're able to sit just about right up to the dugout for $40, and the same tickets against the Yankees are over $200. So I understand. But come on. Got to support the guys. Got to compete with the Yankees. We can't let them come in and say how it's Yankee Stadium Jr. That's just can't have that happen. A little disappointed.
That's such a horrible phrase. Yankee Stadium Jr.
I know. I saw
Yankee
it all
Stadium
weekend.
South or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Can't have that happen.
Yeah.
And we have better fans than that. We've
We do.
seen it now.
We do.
I believe.
I mean, not to go down the rabbit trail, but I completely blame it on Stu. Like, I'd say Rays fan revolt on that one. You guys made the right call.
My only thing, though, Joel, as someone who went to the Friday night game, the Rays fans were not allowed this weekend. They were kind of just getting bullied by Yankees fans, very quiet. I've been to I want to say 5 or 6 Rays Yankee games in the Trop over the last 3 or 4 years. That Friday game was probably the worst one, just in terms of ratio of fans and loud for Yankees fans as opposed to Rays fans. There's just a lot of Yankee fans. I know it's kind of a mix of the Yankees are riding a high. They have
Got to go see Juan Soto.
got to go see Juan Soto. Got a couple new players playing a lot better. Had a really rough season last year. So I mean, I guess I went to a couple of Yankees games last year, and it was just completely different. Rays fans were early on in that season riding the high, and the buzz was electric. Really, probably some of the most electric buzz for Rays games ever from April to June. So it was pretty awesome when I went there, and it felt like last year in 2023, Rays fans won that battle against the Yankees fans. They really did. They were loud. They were proud. I would say in the games I went to, I thought there was more Rays fans than Yankees fans. So I think the Rays have all the capabilities of doing it, but my only qualm with the fans this week, the Rays fans, is obviously show up, buy tickets, but also if you're going to go to a Rays Yankee game, you got to know what you're getting yourself into. You have to, and you cannot be silenced by them. You can't be bullied by them because that's what they are. They're bullies, and it's just, for me, Yankee fans just take the fun out of baseball games. They really do. They're so obnoxious, and they're
bandwagons.
They're
dirty.
Yeah, it's just they take the fun out of it.
smelly.
Like I going to a baseball game supposed to be fun. It's America's pastime. It's wholesome. This is not a football game. It's different viewing experiences. But Yankee fans they're just so obnoxious, classless. They're classless fans for sure. So to me, I think as Rays fans, we could have done a better job showing up, and also the people that were there should have done a better job cheering. But
definitely, Stu, make it affordable for Rays fans to show up.
I say this all the time. If Stu Sternberg would open the upper deck for any AL East series and any major other team on the weekend and sell $10 tickets or $20 tickets,
don't charge $50 like he did last year.
That's the problem. He charged $45, $50 for the upper deck tickets against the Yankees last year. But if he did that, $10, you would get 30,000 people consistently on a weekend, and you would have great atmospheres. But instead, he insists on not paying the people to be up there, not giving affordable tickets. I mean, we got $10 party deck seats, and we have $10 in the corner, and they're gone in an instant. And I don't even know if they even offer $10 tickets for games like Yankees or Red Sox.
They were not doing that this weekend because I was looking.
Well, they're either doing it or they're gone in an instant. So definitely, it's one of those things where we've seen it be a problem with other Tampa teams, but other Tampa teams has done things to go against it. Like we saw when the Eagles came to Raymond James week 3, they took over the stadium. There's a lot of fans there. And when you come back in the playoff game in Raymond James, Monday night game, big game, both times, the Bucs did a better job. They made the tickets more affordable. I mean, I know me and Will went. We're not,
we got good seats.
We got good seats for what, like 120, or it wasn't a lot.
Yeah,
maybe 150, maybe 100.
Like 150, I think.
But it wasn't a lot, and they were good seats. They were lowerable seats, and the atmosphere is better. And you encourage, you get the flags, you encourage atmosphere. So I think that's something the Rays, they need to do. And it's hard because obviously these series are money-making series, and that's all Stu Sternberg cares about is making money, and not his franchise or his fans. So it's hard.
He's secretly a Yankees fan. He's from New York. He says he's a Mets fan, but he's really a Yankees fan.
Yeah,
that's sad. Jeffrey Vinnick, please. Jeffrey Vinnick, if you can hear me, please, Jeff.
No, it's the Dex Imaging guys. They're gonna come out. They're gonna come out and buy him soon.
Someone.
I would be okay with anybody, but really, like Vinnick, if he bought him, he knows how to win.
True. Give me the Glazers. The Glazers got so much money.
They might. I think they have to stick to football. After Manchester United, stick to football. Respectfully.
I mean, I'll take anything.
I'll take anything.
Can we get the Asian Lightning owners from like the late 90s, early 2000s?
Jeffrey Bezos.
Yeah, I guess this is a good time to plug. We're helping out with an event. So us TB3, we're partnering with some other Instagram pages. June 29th. I'm sure if you're listening on the show, you've probably seen it on social media, but I don't know. There's some viewers that are just YouTube or just Spotify, so we're telling you right now. June 29th, the Rays play a home game against the Washington Nationals at 4:10. The plan is we're going to liven up the Trop. Liven up the Trop. That's what we're going to do. The plan is we're going to have a tailgate before, grill some hot dogs, hand them out, get the boys fed, all that good stuff. And then during the game, we're going to try to take over a section in the outfield corner, maybe two sections, if it blows up and does what we hope it will do. And we want to make those sections rowdy and raucous, like a student section at Tropicana Field. Really bring some energy to Trop and give some people some memories and some association with passion at Tropicana Field from Rays fans.
Yeah. Make sure you're listening to the show and looking at our social medias because we might be doing a giveaway.
Yeah, there's a giveaway.
Might be a ticket giveaway, so you never know. You could be the lucky winner of that. Hang out with us. I know we're so cool and
you want to meet us. Like, we are cool. Like, if you've seen anything and you're a Tampa Bay fan, you want to meet us. Like, we got common interests.
Yeah.
We're just your average Joes. Like,
yeah.
You'll like us, we promise.
You'll like us. And if you don't, that's okay. Maybe you like us better on camera. Maybe we're ugly. We're not ugly. We're not. No, we're not.
If I was, I wouldn't have the confidence to show my face.
You still don't have the confidence to show your face.
No, I was scared for a long time.
He was. He didn't.
But more just looking stupid because when you're not talking, you don't know what you look like,
It's facts.
And I fidget with stuff.
I think I've looked stupid on the camera. But no one's, shown me anything, so I think I'm doing all right.
Yeah, there's no hate comments.
You're your own worst critic. You guys are fine.
That is true. That's absolutely
We've
true.
gotten 0 hate comments.
Not on YouTube. We've gotten hate comments on Instagram.
Oh, I got a hate comment recently.
Oh, Joel did get a hate comment for that one post for the Steven Stamkos.
Hey, just because I'm right
that was coming.
I mean, I don't even know who the guy was, but
you're
out there, bro.
He called Joel a Maple Leaf fan.
Hey, if you're out there, man, I appreciate it. It
boosts the algorithm.
No, how did you say it? It means you're doing the right thing if you're getting hate from some people.
For sure.
You got hate from the Gators.
I'm speaking from the heart.
Man. Yeah. I did get hate from the Gators. Great day of my life.
It's funny now. We've gotten 2 hate comments for the teams we support.
Yeah. There you go.
Because we're
according to the one guy, I'm a Maple Leafs fan. So.
Yeah, then you're a Gators fan.
Maple Leafs fan over there?
Oh. 1967 and counting. Let's keep it up.
Yes, sir. Well, we already did keep it up. They're out. They're bounced. So back to the games.
What happened in the White Sox series?
I mean, just back to the games. On this week, the Rays had 4 games where they scored 5 or more runs, and then you've go to the vice versa. They had 2 games where they scored only 1 run. So in the game they scored 1 run. They struck out 11 times in both of these games. And they also had outs on the base pass. Randy got thrown out. He got picked off in the Yankees game on Friday. Isaac Paredes got doubled off on a ball he should have never gotten doubled off on in the game you went to. I know you remember that. So,
yeah, he that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think when in the post game conference he thought it dropped. That's what it sounded like. Which dude.
It was close.
Watching it, dude, I was like, "There's no way he gets to it. There's no way." And then, fortunately, he did. But also, like, I think I don't know the Rays' third base coach off the top of my head.
Grady Williams.
Is it Williams?
Yeah.
Isak's looking right at you.
Yeah,
you're watching the play. Like I don't know how that went wrong, but probably should have warned him that thing wasn't dropping.
Yeah, but outs on the base pass have been a problem for the Rays. Like I've never seen a team get picked off more than I've seen the Rays in 2024 get picked off. Randy's got picked off a couple times. Randy got picked off twice last week, which is unacceptable. Richie Palacios, I know, has gotten picked off. The Rays steal a lot, so you're going to get thrown out on the base pass. But there has been some moments where it's like, that is not a good break. I know there was an incident with Ahmed Rosario recently where he felt like he was running in mud and he got thrown out. It was bad look. And then there's just when the Rays aren't clicking, there's just little things that just don't seem to work for them. They get picked off, making errors, stuff like that. So it's just as we get further and further this season, it'll be nice to see the Rays kind of clean up stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And they really need to because, as Joe Madden has said, just the way the Rays are constructed, you cannot afford to make errors and sloppy decisions. You have to play clean baseball. And, this is kind of bizarre seeing it from the Rays because they usually do. Errors and mental gaffes are not something we're accustomed to. So we really need to clean that up because you can't afford it. And it definitely, like in the game at least I went to, it definitely killed the momentum. You're hoping the Rays were going to come up with some sort of rally there, and they weren't able to off of, I think it was just Isak thought the ball dropped. But still, got to pay better attention. You can't have that stuff happen.
Yeah, a lot of things have to go right for the Rays to win baseball games, and when it's not, it's ugly. And that's when we sit up here and we talk about it. So when they're winning, when they're doing good, we got nothing to talk about. So come on, Rays. We want these episodes to be short. Let's win some baseball games.
I don't even know if the Rays have to have a lot of things go right. Like, not more than any other baseball team. The Rays are loaded with talent in my mind. I see these lineups they're putting out now that we have DeLuca up, now that we have Josh Lowe coming back. The lineups, I see it. Unless we have Alex Jackson, Jose Siri back-to-back. Any other time I see that, I'm like, this is a good lineup. I think every single person 1 through 9 can produce. I think the pitching staff is good, but I just think the Rays, like Will said earlier, they're shooting themselves in the foot. This is not they have to have something go right. They are making the plays to make the game go wrong. They are mislocating pitches in crucial situations. 2 outs, home runs. That happened in the Yankees game a bunch. You're hanging breaking balls. That's not something that these pitchers normally do or don't have the capability to not do. They are good pitchers. They have good stuff. It's just misexecuting your location. Getting outs on the base pass, getting picked off, never should happen. That's a mental mistake. Errors. There's been more errors than I've ever seen of the Rays team. They've cleaned it up a little bit, but even Jose Caballero in the last week has gotten a little shaky at shortstop. And, even that White Sox series, there was a lot of plays where it was like, what are we doing here? So the Rays, these are not things that aren't going right for them. These are things that are going wrong for them. And I just think it's another thing to keep in mind. As you guys know, I'm the optimist. I feel like so many things have gone wrong. Injuries, stuff like that, mental mistakes, bad pitching, bad outings from your pitchers. A ball hitting Ryan Pepio in the calf at 100 miles per hour when we could have had Tyler Alexander in the bullpen already. Stuff like that has all gone wrong, and they're at 500 currently right now because we recorded after the Red Sox game. They're hanging around, and they're getting healthy, and I do think they're just right there to turn that corner and start flourishing and playing really good baseball.
Their biggest kryptonite since 2008 and earlier on than that, I would imagine. But since we've been a winning team, it's always been, can we hit with runners in scoring position? And that's the theme that I've been seeing a lot in these losses, is we're getting like 8, 10 guys on base, and we're only driving in 1 or 2 of them. So it's that back-to-back hitting, and we all know hitting's contagious. So we need to see more of that begin to happen, where we're getting those 2, 3, 4 hits in an inning, because otherwise we just scatter a guy here and there, maybe 2 in that inning, and then we don't get that clutch out with 1 out. That's the ticket to Rays winning, is are we hitting with runners in scoring position? One of the seasons, I think it was a season where we scored a lot of runs. We had 100 wins. I think we were like top 5, maybe top 10 with runners in scoring position hitting. But I don't know the statistics this year, but I would imagine we're in the bottom third of baseball. With
the last time I looked, which was a couple weeks ago, they were. I looked on StatMuse, and they were so far down that I had to buy StatMuse Premium to see them. So they were 26th or below. So that they are low. I think
bottom 5.
Yeah, bottom 5. They might be bottom 10 now. They've hit a little bit better recently. Like I said, last week they also did have 4 games where they scored 5 or more runs. And when we see these 2 games where they struck out 11 times in each when they scored one run, they struck out 23 times combined in these 4 games where they scored 5 runs. So putting the ball in play, especially that White Sox series, they struck out 3 and 4 times in the games they won. So putting the ball in play is so huge for them. And also in the 4 games where they scored 5 or more, Yandy Diaz and Rainer Rosarina, either of them had an RBI in each of those games. So having the top 2 produce and putting the ball in play is really important for this Rays lineup right now.
Yeah, I'd say getting hits earlier in the innings, because I feel like so many times you get 2 quick outs right away and then somebody gets on base. And it's like, well, it's a lot harder to try to get runs and get guys in scoring position with 2 outs right off the rip. And not just saying, casual outs, like quick outs. Too many guys. I know Suri's one of them where, you're striking out in 3 pitches. Stuff like that. Like you have to have more quality at bats, more quality approaches.
Harold's done that a few times.
That's been a huge thing for the whole team, is just getting that out with 1 or 2 pitches in the at bat, and that pitch is breezing through games.
Yeah. No, yeah. There's a couple times. I mean, Friday night it was a pitcher's duel, and Clark Schmidt was much more comfortable, and he was getting quick outs, and his pitch count was in check the whole game. I mean, I'm looking over there at the Trop scoreboard, and I'm like, man, this dude has 48 pitches, and it's like the 5th inning. And I'm like, that's a recipe for letting a guy run through your lineup up and down for 6, 7 innings. And the less bullpen you see, the less chances you're going to get for a bad implosion of a bullpen guy.
Yeah, and it was the same thing with Flexen on Wednesday.
Yeah, Flexen, Chris Flexen owns the Rays. I mean, that's 2 really, really good starts from him against the Rays, unfortunately. I don't know what he does. That slow breaking ball seems to befuddle the Rays.
Maybe he's trying to get him to trade for him.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
I mean, maybe.
He's okay. I mean, he hasn't had the greatest starts outside of the Rays.
Yeah, literally. I think his only 2 good starts are against the Rays. So
he's had like 2 other good starts outside.
I think Aaron Savali had a good start against us last year while he was still in the Guardians. So
maybe.
It could happen.
It could happen. Yeah, so I guess as we cycle, do we have anything else on offense?
I mean, we can let's give Jose Siri his flowers.
Yes,
my man.
Yes.
My man. I'm sitting with my family. My family's doubting. They're like, Jose Siri sucks. How have we not cut him yet? And I'm like, I mean, he's got power. Like, he had 20-something home runs last year, guys. Let's remember that. And then next pitch, sails into the outfield, and I'm flying high. It was beautiful. So, Jose Siri, you just earned yourself another 6 weeks on this team.
Yeah, I completely second that, Joel. I'm so sick of it, and I just think what I like about us, not to brag about us, is we come up with our own stuff. When we see something, we talk about it. What we like, what we didn't like. We come up with our own storylines here, and I feel like they line up pretty close to everything that goes on in all 3 sports, and including college football. Like, we all have very good takes, in my opinion. And I just think, like, the media, the memo went out for Tampa Bay sports media. It's like, let's start dogging on Jose Siri. Look, some of it's warranted, okay? He hasn't had the best couple of weeks, okay? But everybody, just all at once, just hating on him. I turn on the radio every single day, just oh, Siri sucks. He needs to be gone. How is he in the lineup today and this and that? And you know what? That guy can still produce. He hits a huge grand slam in a big moment. I know it didn't tie the game. They're still down by 1, but that's a clutch hit. That's a clutch hit, and you can't undermine it maybe because you don't like Siri. You still have to give him his props for that, and I'm really sick of it. I know people got excited with Josh Lowe coming back and Johnny DeLuca coming up, and it's exciting, but you also still have to give credit where credit's due. That's a huge hit by Siri, and you have to give him some props for it.
You do. That was a big moment. I think, for me, with Siri, the thing that frustrated me the most was just the lack of effort. The dropping of the balls in the outfield, not getting to the play, not running out ground balls where they could be infield hits. That's something that the last week it seems it's kind of died down. I haven't seen a drop ball from Siri since the Mets series, so it's a full week. I know he didn't play every day, but still. So it was a big hit. I'm still not fully back on the Jose Siri train. I'm pretty. I don't know. I hate to be calling for a guy to be dropped, and I don't want to. And it's a good position to be in where you kind of have enough talent where someone's an odd man out. I think that's a good spot for the Rays to be in. And as you look at the Rays, just a road trip or so ago, it seemed like the Rays barely had enough players to scratch a lineup out. But now they seem the depth is back, the production is back. And that comes with this year. And I think a little bit of healthy competition with Johnny DeLuca also helps. I think that is good for Siri to have someone else who can play center field full time that he needs to compete against. Because I think Jose Siri's a competitor. I think he lives for stuff like that. And I do think it's possible we could see a better Jose Siri coming these next couple of weeks.
And Jose Siri makes his team fun. He makes his team better. Like it or not, the way he catches the balls. It can be fun sometimes. So.
Yeah, this is new baseball. Everybody's a showman. You just have to get with the times. He plays ball a little bit differently, Grandpa. You got to get used to it.
Yeah. I don't know about that, son. Baseball was good the way it used to be. I genuinely mean that, but I also was using my grandfather voice.
He also had 761 OPS last year. 2023, played 100 games. So he had a really, really good year last year. I think 25 home runs, maybe a little less. Really good year last year. Has the potential. So we're not writing him off yet.
He was able to grow.
I cannot give up on him yet.
We're not.
He was able to grow dreads in like 24 hours. I don't think that's ever been done.
I don't think he grew them. I think those were extensions, my friend.
You sure it wasn't real?
Dude, that was cursed. That started the losing streak in July.
It did.
Another note for the Rays offense before we go to Taj Bradley, because I got some stuff on him, is top 3 guys. Randy, Yandy, Isak all had 1,000 OPS or more this week for the Rays. Yandy Diaz is scorching hot, seems to be fully back. It's awesome. Randy Rosarina has been able to hit the long ball pretty frequently in these city connects. He's looking good. And Isak Paredes has been very, very solid. So I think Will has a number.
I got the stats for Randy in the City Connects. Okay. This was my little blurb of the week. In the City Connects, Randy Rosarina, 7 games, right? 6 extra base hits, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs, 6 runs scored. I don't think they should take him off because it clearly seems that Randy has played better in him. Might have to make him a primary uniform.
Maybe maybe one of the accessories, he needs to wear those accessories with the other jerseys. Like wear the green sleeves with let
him wear the Skyray hat.
Or something like that. Give him something with the City Connects that he can wear with every jersey, so he's just good like that the whole time.
Because it isn't some random stat pulling, skewing the numbers. The numbers don't lie. Mm-hmm. That's what he did in the City Connects. And you might think that uniforms don't have anything to do with it. They definitely do. He's ovation.
He's happier wearing them.
Yeah,
I was like genuinely sad when we took them off. I was like, oh, we're back to normal.
Dude,
we're back to the basics.
And that's Savali's fault, man. We should have beat the White Sox.
I'm kind of on the train of make those the primaries. They look good, and you go from those to like the Starburst jersey, and you're like, man, where did we go wrong here? Even like. I don't know if we don't wear white that often, like just the normal white Rays jersey, but like going from the Connects to the white jersey is going to be sad for me too.
I like the whites though.
I'm a classic man. Give me white, give me gray. Anything else?
Yeah, that was crazy. We talked about that
New York
earlier.
Yankees got it right.
We talked about it in the group chat. I don't understand how you don't like the grays.
I don't.
Those are classic.
I don't.
I said this, and you can quote me because it's a good quote. If you're not wearing a gray uniform, you may as well be a minor league team.
I agree.
I disagree, man. And I know I'm in the minority of this. I'm not a baseball fundamentalist. You know, I'm still a relatively new fan. It's like 5 or 6 years, hardcore being a fan. I think wearing the white and wearing the gray on the road is so stupid. I think the uniforms look too similar. It's not enough flair. I want to see some colors, your team colors, or at least black. The uniforms are too similar. They're too plain. A lot of times, I don't like it. I'll die on this hill.
To explain his ludicrous, he's a young man, and he was a big basketball fan before he came into baseball, so he doesn't understand. He's still learning, so give him a break.
It's the only sport that you're wearing a white and a gray.
Just give him a break.
But every sport has a home and away. It's the same thing with baseball.
But they're colors. They're not the same color. Like, if I'm reffing a basketball game and I got white and gray, that's a terrible game because they're going to look the same. They're going to be confused. I get it's baseball. It's different. It's different. I know. I get it. But for me, coming into baseball 6 years ago or whatever it was, I was like, this is dumb. So, and I still think it. I'm not a big gray jersey guy.
I don't know. I like colors, of course. That's why I love the City Connects. Colorful, awesome. But there is something about, like, okay, the navy blue Rays, perfect for the road. I like it.
Sick. That needs to be the road.
I don't get why you guys are hating on it, but I thought navy blue pants would be sick. With, like, a light blue stripe down
I prefer
the seam.
Navy blue, gray pants is such a good combo.
You have to put that picture on social media somewhere, but it's pretty. It'd be all right.
But, like, these jerseys on the road, disgusting. Disgusting. With the gray pants, I hate it. That's, like, my least favorite combination.
Yeah.
With the white is okay. When you wear them on the road, it's disgusting.
They've made those like their official day game uniform.
Yeah.
Which is like, eh.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't want to hate on it too much. I'm wearing it, and I kind of like how I look wearing it. But see, maybe it's just the new Fanatics ones, but they just, something about them, it just gives me the ick. I think personally it's because they don't wear the Devil Ray hat with them anymore. That's what put them over the top.
That was a nice touch.
Jose Siri modeled those so well too.
Like I think Randy looks good in the light blue.
Yeah, I mean all those guys do. It's like they wear them.
Josh Lowe looks good in everything.
Nah, that makes him look a little bit too pasty.
I'm agree with Joel. I think like there's obviously a theme with the people I'm gonna say, but like Yanni Diaz looks good in the light blue. Randy, Jose Siri.
We were just talking.
There's nothing. I'm just saying that I think it looks better in those players.
Nothing. Josh Lowe. There's nothing he could look bad in. Not a single thing.
I don't think he rocks a Columbia blue. He doesn't look bad, but I don't think it's his normal.
He can look good in anything.
All right, I want to talk about Taj Bradley because I think he's an interesting. I don't know. Case study is the word. I don't think that's what I would wear. But Taj Bradley, last year he comes up probably earlier than we want or expect him to because we have all these pitching injuries. But he's a highly touted prospect. You know, we hear about his stuff all throughout coming up. You know, he comes up, he has a couple pretty solid starts, and then he starts to struggle. And mainly his struggle last year was his off-speed pitches. He came in, his fastball and his cutter were his two pitches that he came in with that were supposed to be his headline pitches, and he really struggled on the cutter. I don't have the numbers pulled up, but I know they were bad. This was something that even before the show we were doing, or even before we did the show, I looked up stuff just because I, as a non-pitching or playing baseball person, just watching the games, it was like anytime he threw the cutter, it was getting mashed. So Taj Bradley comes back, and he switched up his arsenal a little bit. He still has that cutter, which, by the way, he was throwing 92, 93 miles per hour. So he was throwing that off-speed pitch very hard. He's added a splitter. So last year, I think he threw a traditional changeup. He did not throw it a lot. I don't think he felt comfortable with it. But now he's throwing the splitter, which is also 92 miles per hour. So he's throwing very hard off-speed pitches with his fastball. And we know his fastball has always been throughout last year, we're like, that fastball is something awesome. It's just the off-speed pitches were not great. So now he has fastball, cutter, splitter, and curveball to mix in there. So when you look at his debut, like we said, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Good numbers on the surface, right? You know, and you got to add in, we don't like the Yankees, but you do have to give them props. They are a tough lineup. Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, they take their walks. They get some pretty clutch hits, stuff like that. That's a tough lineup to make your season debut. It's not a slouchy lineup at all. And that's his first game. He throws a splitter. However, in this game, he has the Yankees hit the ball hard 46.4% of the time in this game. And for me, I think it was a lot of him. He seemed to be overthrowing his off-speed pitches. Like we talked about how fast he was throwing these pitches. It seemed like he was throwing them so fast that they weren't getting the proper movement. And there's a lot of line drive outs. I know Rizzo had one. There was a lot of times where I'm like, uh-oh. And then Richie Palacios made a couple good plays, a couple line drives right at people. But to me, I think this game showed a lot more good than it did bad, but it wasn't like a perfect debut. So I kind of want to pose the question to you, like, what do you guys think Taj Bradley will be for this team 2024? Is he going to be your 1-2 starter? Is he going to be your 4-5? Is he, someone maybe once we get more people back going to the bullpen? Like, what do you guys think Taj Bradley will be in 2024?
I think right now he's probably, in theory, you would hope that he's your 4, but just because of the way that this team's shaping up, like Savali's looking like crud, he might be your 3. He should be lower down, like lower tiered, but
he does have the stuff. Like he has the stuff to be a 1-2.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to lean on him like he's our 1 or 2.
Yeah, probably in the same boat with Joel. I want to see more games though, and I want to see some consistency, because it's not like we have a whole lot to go off of last year because he was a little inconsistent. Then he's been hurt this year. Obviously, great start. So I'm optimistic to come in and start dealing your first night out in the big leagues this season at least. That
on the road. That was a joke because it was like a Yankees game. Sorry.
It was a good joke. I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge it at first.
It was a good joke, but it hurt the Rays.
It hurt, it hurt.
I was there. I can make the joke. I had to live it.
With the jokes.
Yeah, we're turning the ESPN here. But, no, I'm very optimistic. Very, very optimistic, but I'd say time will tell. Let's see some consistency. I think we're going to need him, especially if he can produce like this because, oh, man, it's not looking good. It just seems like we're, like, so close. It's not looking good. Obviously, I can't wait for Pepio to come back. He's awesome. I'm in love with him. And I think the best start of the season was him in Milwaukee, by the way.
Yeah.
Now you're saying Eflin. You said Eflin in Chicago earlier. That still has to be Pepio in Milwaukee for me, personally. But, like, Savali, yeah, that's a huge question mark. I don't even know what they're going to do with them. Like, do you even tell that guy, like, hey, we're going to put you in the bullpen? Is that even going to work out?
I think they put way too much into him to do that. Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, are we stuck with them? Do we trade him? Like, we just traded for him last year. Can you throw in another trade? Because he's locked up for a couple more years.
He does have value because he has a lot of control left. He does have control.
But it's like you might not get something sweet for him.
But we're not getting it. We're not getting back what we gave up for him.
Yeah.
There's no way we're getting that.
And then I know we're hoping for Shane Baz to come back. He's been looking shaky. You truly don't know what's going to happen with Springs or Rasmussen, if they will come back, if they'll be good when they come back. And then Eflin tonight, like I was listening on the radio, like teams are batting almost 470 the third time through the lineup that he goes. Like, I mean, we have some serious issues in the starting rotation here. So you kind of hope that Taj can be very reliable, can be a 1-2 kind of guy. So it's going to be interesting how it all plays out. I really hope the problems get fixed, and he's just another solid guy for us. I kind of hope we're not somewhere halfway through the season going like, oh man, like Taj is like the only guy who's dealing for us.
For sure.
I don't really want to say like we're gonna have to rely on him a bunch. I hope we don't have to because everybody else is stepping up and playing fine. But it's a little concerning when you mention that. Like I hope he isn't, but it seems could be that way.
Yeah, and I think Eflin, I do think the third time through, getting through the lineup, I think it will improve. I don't think Zach Eflin's a 1. I don't think he ever will be, ever was. He just kind of got thrust in that position. I do think it's been a lot of pressure on him to start the season. I think as we start getting these people back, I definitely think we'll be able to see a better Zach Eflin. As Zach Eflin that we saw last year, where he was a 2 or 3. He started the season off as a 5, and that's a dang good 5. But, I mean, he was 2 for most of the season, and he was very consistent, and that pressure off his shoulders helped him pitch good. So I do think we're going to get him consistent, and I think Taj and Pepio, like you mentioned, those are kind of wild cards. You know, obviously, I want to hope that Springs is going to come back, and if Springs comes back healthy, I mean, that's my 1, man. That he is so good.
Without a doubt.
He is so good. He is Cy Young capable. He is such a good pitcher. He comes back, that's your game 1 starter in the playoffs. Amazing. And then you know what you're getting from Eflin. You know he's probably going to be a 2-3, and then
but he's just a little too inconsistent right now. That's the problem.
But what I'm saying is even his bad starts are still – you still can win those games. Like even today –
sometimes.
Even today –
Today would be one of his better starts, though.
No.
His bad starts are giving up 6 in like 4 innings.
This would be a middle start for him. Because, I mean, he just went 7 innings, 1 earned run. He had, I think, 12 straight scoreless innings early on in the season. So I think 2 or 3 feel good about Eflin. You put those other 2 guys, Pepio, Taj, if they can keep this up. Hopefully, hoping to see Pepio. I know he threw yesterday. Hoping to see him soon. Not see Tyler Alexander. And then that's where it kind of gets interesting. To me, I think Shane Baz could be an interesting guy to maybe add as a weapon for your bullpen. I know we've seen in the past him throw pretty hard, and he's just been so long since he's been a starter. I think
if he comes back like 2022, he's a starter for sure.
That's true, but I'm just concerned with seeing what happened in Durham. Obviously, it's his first couple starts. He hasn't had spring training, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. But he could be an option for the bullpen. But him good is better than Savali. I agree. And then obviously, you have Rasmussen and Savali, and you're kind of like, don't know where to put them, but it's good to have depth. So I guess this is a problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, but you want it to be an easy problem.
I agree. That's a great way to put it. You want the 5 starters to be an easy choice, or you want it to be a hard choice because they're all pitching good.
Yeah, exactly.
So
to quote a thumbnail we used last year, the Rays have a pitching problem.
Oof. Yeah,
it was a question though. Now I think it is.
I mean, like when I was writing that out,
do the Rays have more of a pitching problem?
I don't know if they have a problem. I don't know. It's just meh. It's just meh. That's what their starters are.
It's a mad team as a whole right now. We'll see where this team goes.
I agree. I think first month and a half of the season, meh is a good way to describe the Rays. But they got the talent to be if you know what I'm saying, all right? I don't know if I have anything else for these Rays games. I think we're good.
We jump ahead.
Yeah.
I think starting to get hot in here.
Good conversations about all this good stuff.
Let's preview. So the Rays did play tonight. Spoiler alert. This is May 13th that we film. If you saw our story on Instagram, you know we were filming. So, that's cool information for you to know, I guess. But yeah, so the Rays, they did get a dub tonight. That's awesome. We were watching it, but they still have more games against your AL East rival, the Boston Red Sox, in Boston. That will be Tuesday, May 14th, tomorrow at 7:10 p.m. Then they play them again Wednesday, 7:10 p.m. Thursday, they close out the series also at 7:10 p.m. So it's pretty easy. You know they're playing at the same time every night. Then we get to Friday, May 17th. They are still on the road at the Toronto Blue Jays, another AL East opponent. That is at 7:07 on Apple TV. Probably not everybody's going to be too happy about that.
We have an Apple TV game on Friday?
Yes.
Oh.
And then Saturday, May 18th at 3:07. Why is it 07? What a weird time.
Canada, bro.
Canada, you
Canada,
weirdos.
Weirdos.
And then to close out the series at 1:37. These are just weird times. They close out the series against the Blue Jays on May 19th. So that is, 6 games? 6 games we have to predict. All on the road, all AL East. These are some big games. We tweeted and made a cool video earlier today wanting to know what you guys thought, what you predicted they would go in this stretch. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure to comment.
Wide array of answers. We got 2, we got 4, we got 6, 8, 7, 5, 4. All
3,
types of answers.
2.
Yeah, there you go. One small
yes,
step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Yes. If you haven't done it yet, make sure to do it. Maybe if you get it right, I'll give you something cool.
He's making stuff up on
Maybe
the
I'll
spot.
give you $1.
He will give
I didn't have
you
any cool
the
giveaway.
shirt off his back.
I'll give you a
You won't
Will signed Hanes T-shirt, men's undershirt.
That's awesome.
Um,
You're gonna make big money off that in the future.
yeah.
I
maybe
mean,
one day.
that's buying low, selling high right there.
Amen.
That's true. You could get for free. When I get famous one day, you can sell it. Hopefully.
Are we predicting? I think we.
Yeah, I think it's time to predict.
Okay.
These are obviously huge games. I think it's pretty important. You always want to win against your AL East teams, especially for the standings. The Rays they're starting to drop a little bit. They're 7 games out of first place. They're probably the Orioles did lose today to the Blue Jays, so they're probably one more game closer. But you need to keep winning, and then when it comes down to the playoffs, there's not many playoff spots. You need to have winning records and a better record than your divisional foes. So these are obviously important games. Joel, what do you think the Rays are going to do?
We're gonna keep up the meh. We're going 3-3. And home run, I'm gonna go. Give me the Brett catcher. Or no, sorry, Ben Ruth.
Big Ben Rortvedt.
Yeah, he hasn't got one yet, but
He might.
you know,
I like that pick.
I'm feeling a little fun.
Joel loves catchers.
Pesky pull home run for his first one.
That over the
That'd be
Green Monster.
cool.
I mean, it's a good stadium to do it. So
Yeah.
yeah, give me Ben Rofart.
Yeah, that stadium's unbelievably small. I know the dimensions are small anyways, but actually going and seeing it, that thing is tiny. Like the whole stadium is just miniature. So hopefully there's some big Rays home runs. There weren't any tonight, I don't think. No, so
Got the win. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I'm gonna be more optimistic. This isn't gonna get me any points. They're going 4-2. They're going 4-2. I think Randy's gonna hit a home run, not in the City Connects.
All right. I'm saying 4-2 too. I would have said 5-2 if we had done it yesterday. But I think they take 3 out of 4 in Boston. They take 2 out of 3 in Blue Jays or in Toronto. They're gonna win these series. I'm feeling good about it. Already got one win under the belt. Aaron Savali's starting tomorrow, so the Rays will lose that one. But then they're gonna win the next 2 in Boston.
Maybe Savali. Well, they'll
Aaron
probably
Savali
play
will-
the show. He'll listen to us, kind of dogging on him.
Yep. And
Might
then-
fire him
there
up.
you
He's
go.
gonna go out there, throw
There
a
you
gem.
go.
He's gonna get to 6 innings.
So does this mean I should add him on fantasy?
No,
I wouldn't do that. Hey.
wouldn't do
Oh,
that.
you're playing me. You should add Aaron
Oh, yeah,
Savali on
totally.
fantasy. Yeah, 4-2, and give me Yandy Diaz to hit a home run. He hit 2 in a row this week into his home run drought. I think he's gonna hit another
Yeah,
one.
Are we gonna have to-
stupid one on Sunday? He's like, "Hey, imagine if we hadn't given up a major inning, we'd have tied it."
Is this the dagger?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna come
hate
up with
those kind of
the
homers.
next stats is what has he done offensively since the goatee?
Yeah, the
That's
goatee's
something
game
interesting.
changing. Yeah.
I was gonna do the Wander since meeting. Who was that? Who did he meet? Lil Baby.
Oh
I was
yeah.
gonna do that then.
But then we
I
couldn't do
couldn't
that. We
anymore.
couldn't do that, no. I mean,
So maybe we'll do post goatee Yandy Diaz offensive
What's your
stats.
opinion on the goatee?
I think he looks
good.
awesome.
It's
I'm not a fan.
Any facial hair he does, I think he looks good. I just don't like when he's clean shaven. Like when he shaves, it's jarring.
I like the clean.
I like when he has facial hair. I think he looks
This
good.
goatee makes him look way too much like a dad.
I don't know. I feel like he looks straight out of the 90s baseball.
I agree.
The
I
short sleeves, the steroid era. He's already jacked. Like, he fits a profile. Like, I could see him in the 90s in a home run race with McGuire and Sosa, you know. It's just
funny.
the type of build he's got. So it's old school baseball. I kind of like the look.
No,
I like
he
it
looks
too.
like a sitcom dad to me. That's why I don't like it. It's like, is that the guy from My Wife and Kids? Or no? Yeah, that show.
That's funny too. All right, I like the goatee though, but that's a funny joke. I like it. Okay, are we good? We all did our predictions.
Yes.
Bucs news, baby. Hit us with it, Will.
All right, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I said at the beginning of the show, the Bucs made another signing. This one is a familiar face. He was franchise tagged earlier this offseason. That is right. Your Buccaneers re-signed Antoine Winfield Jr. 4 years, $84.1 million. He is the highest paid safety in the NFL. That deal includes $45 million in guaranteed money. Actually, believe it or not, now I'm reading this just to get the stats right. He is the highest paid safety ever. He is also the highest paid defensive back so far. So good for him. Well deserved. There's not much I can really say about this. We knew it was coming. Most of the time when you franchise tag somebody, a deal's coming.
Will, did you see Jason Light on Pat McAfee show talking about it?
I did not. Was it
He was
today?
talking. No, it was like last week, and basically he was like, "Yeah, in July, like the deadline to make those deals for franchise tag players is July." And he's like, "Yeah, we're out of town on vacation that week, so I'm trying to get this done with Antoine right now, and we're trying to get it done because my wife, like, we're gonna be off the grid for that vacation." And I was like, so we all see the comments. We're like, oh, Takeaway Tweez is staying in the Bay, baby.
Yeah, the deal's imminent. I love the confidence he walks around with these days. Like that guy was in cap purgatory last year after Brady. And some people were upset with him, me included. But that guy has a great draft, some great free agent signings. Now I think the Bucs have quietly had the best offseason in the entire NFL. And this dude's just, oh, man, he's just sweating confidence.
I saw power rankings. The Bucs were 15. That's bogus.
That's crazy. Yeah, I honestly think they could crack top 10.
Dude, easily top 10. I think they're top 8 minimum. They have a wagon of a roster. They made it to the final 8 last year in the divisional round, almost pulled out a victory, and they improved immensely. They improved.
I mean, we're going to have to see it, though. They really have to improve this year. I don't want to get too much into that because I'm going to save it for our preseason.
Maybe
that'll come in August.
Training camp starts,
but yeah, you got to do something this year. Spending a lot of money, Jason Light, so we got to see some production. And that's more so for the players and coaches. But overall, right now, I'm happy. I think it's awesome. And like shout out Jason Light, because I just think there's a lot of guys. The fans want to see their guys resign. They want to see the best players stay in-house. And I think it's important for players to feel wanted. And there's a lot of GMs and NFL teams who play hardball and stuff like that. But I think Jason Light's done such a good job showing, look, you've produced for us. Now we're going to reward you. Baker had a great year on a small 1-year deal. What do the Bucs do? They reward him. Mike Evans, they reward him. Now Antoine Winfield's the next one. They reward him. And that really boosts team morale. That shows that the Bucs are in it to win it. You're going to want more guys to come there because you can see their actions pay off. How they play on the field pays off. So I think that's just awesome to see another star staying in town. I mean, this guy should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and you keeping him for another couple of years, the prime of his career. Yeah, what more can you say?
Yeah, paid like the best DB ever, highest paid DB ever, paid like the highest paid safety ever. Because he's the best safety in the league. He by far was. He was an impact player all year long, leading the defense. You know, through the good and the bad, he was a stud. And I just all I want to ask is stay healthy, and he's gonna have these years on his contract are gonna be amazing. This is a great deal. Like Will said, you want your stars to stay in town. The Bucs have been really good at it. They keep Mike Evans. They keep Baker Mayfield. Now they keep Antoine Winfield for 4 years. It's just to look back and to see how we kind of thought of this core headed into the 2023 season, how we thought this could be a rotating thing, how it could be a season that leads into a full rebuild. And now we reloaded last year. We had a rough start. We
definitely reloaded.
A rough start of the year. We figured it out. We won a weak division, and all these young players are improving. We had another great draft. We made free agent signings. Jordan Whitehead's going to be huge for this team. So it's just really awesome to look at what the Bucs have done in just a year to kind of change the whole complexion of their team. It's love to be a Bucs fan right now.
And when we thought the NFC South was going to get better around us, I'd say they're stagnant or worse. So I think we're in very, very good shape.
Yeah, the Saints, what's going on there?
They got worse.
They got worse.
Only team you can talk about is the Falcons, and
but even then, they have they got quarterback stuff going on now. Like,
I'm more scared of Michael Penix than I am of Kirk Cousins.
I mean, absolutely.
I'll say it right now.
But
I didn't even flinch. I didn't even flinch when I saw that Kirk Cousins went to Atlanta because I don't care. That dude's washed, completely washed.
He'll be injured by week 4.
He'll be injured. Or he'll just lose you big games like he always does. Has he ever even won a primetime game? I don't think so. But they signed Michael Penix, man. And if Kirk Cousins struggling, Mike Penix, he can throw the ball pretty well.
Oh,
he can throw lasers.
So fun to watch, man.
You know, it's just I don't understand NFL off seasons and the draft and all the build up towards it because it really boosts my confidence into me thinking I could be a general manager because I look at the storylines of this off season, right? You have J.J. McCarthy who just rode off of Blake Corum and that great Michigan rushing attack. And from the end of the season, from the national championship to the draft, J.J. McCarthy's stock rose every single day. How this guy is the best quarterback in the draft quietly. This guy can throw the ball better than anybody else. He's so accurate. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to win Super Bowls. Like, what did you see in his years at Michigan that made you think that? And then you look at Penix as the opposite. That guy had a phenomenal year at Washington. Phenomenal. Whoops, Texas. I mean,
that was one of the best games I've ever seen a quarterback play. Texas. Michael Penix versus Texas
was playing great defense for a Big 12 team. They're playing incredible defense,
and he just kept
was lighting them up.
Oh my goodness,
lighting up that secondary. But then we go through the offseason, we get to the draft, and you think Michael Penix has never played a season of football before, and is just an injury-prone paraplegic. Like, what happened there? You can watch the film. These games happen. Like, I don't understand that. And I go to the draft, and it makes me think, like, I could have picked Penix. I would have picked him right there. First off, if I was a Falcons GM, I wouldn't even have touched Kirk Cousins. No. I wouldn't have wasted the money. No. I would have gone after Michael Penix and built a team around him with the $180 million you wasted on Kirk Cousins. Like, it doesn't take a genius to do that. It really doesn't. But yeah, the Falcons aren't that good. End of story. Panthers.
Nope.
I'll pray for you guys. I'll pray for you.
Our old friend Dave Canales. Hope you do all right.
Yeah, hope you can figure out how to score more than 9 points in a must-win game.
Oof.
With the Falcons, I wonder how much of their cap is tied up just to quarterbacks right now. Like, it's astounding. No.
Yeah. No, it is. It's That was a good rant. It was deserved because that was puzzling. And J.J. McCarthy is just Zach Wilson 2.0. It's obvious. It's so obvious. It's
There's always like one quarterback where he just makes like one throw in their pro day on air, and everybody's like, "Whoa,
yeah, no,
oh my goodness."
Absolutely.
Like, it was Zach Wilson, and then you can argue with me. And look, I think Anthony Richardson could still be a dog, but he got the same treatment. Like, the Gators still went 6-6, and that guy did a backflip, and all of a sudden Anthony Richardson was a 5th overall pick. He has potential to be good, but I'm just saying, he got that treatment.
You want to know what? I actually completely agree with you. I think he's crazy overrated. He always was. Like, love him. Gator legend somewhat. Played through injury, played hard, had some good games, but he definitely gets a lot of credit for his athleticism and his size and stuff like that. And it might pan out, it might not.
Yeah, because I mean, he played decent when he wasn't hurt. Like, I'm not hating on him too much.
Yeah.
But I still think he got that same treatment where it's like he did a backflip, and all of a sudden he's like the number one quarterback in the draft.
He got the same treatment. Now, results may vary, and J.J. McCarthy might be better than Zach Wilson, but it's the same treatment and the same lead up. I agree. Speaking of, it's time
to continue to rant.
It's time to continue to rant. We love the Antoine Winfield signing. We love where the Bucs sit in the NFC South, and now we also love TB3 Tidbits. So we've been gone for a couple episodes.
I did one last week.
We couldn't tidbit. Joel had an extra tidbit to go us out, but we couldn't tidbit without Joel when he was in Africa.
That's true.
Because that doesn't feel right. So now we're back to doing TB3 Tidbits. Minute on the clock. Will's got the timer. Who wants to go first?
I'm ready.
All right.
Man, tidbits are the best. I was heartbroken last week when we weren't doing them, so this is part of my tidbit. It's okay. I have 2 parts of this, so I got to go quick. You know how much I love food. You know how much I love Buffalo Wild Wings. Today, I got an email that might just change my life. On Mondays and Wednesdays, Buffalo Wild Wings has unlimited fries and unlimited boneless wings for under $20. I believe it was $19.99. So remember that. It's dine-in only, but Buffalo Wild Wings, feel free to send us some money because I'm sending money your way because that is a deal. All right, phase 2. Recently, there was announced a project to tear down West Shore Mall in Tampa and put up a outdoor center for shopping and housing and offices and stuff like that. And it is heartbreaking because a few years ago I saw that there was some thought that the Rays could move there. And now that they're tied up to St. Pete right now, they're going back and forth with this dance. We're going to miss out on this West Shore Mall space. And I'm disgusted. Oh, I still got to say it. Yeah, so that's just – I'm so mad about that. I don't think it was going to happen back in the day. But now that the land is up for grabs right now, we're going to miss it.
I hope they don't tear down West Shore Mall. They have the best Dick's Sporting Goods there.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And it'll be a nightmare if there's a stadium there, dude. Next to the airport and 275.
We could have made it work. Like that is Central Tampa.
Oof, that would just be a nightmare, dude. All right. Yeah, I'll go. Start the timer. I'm just gonna rant about stuff.
3, 2, 1, bang.
There's a lot of stuff I hate in sports. Let's go with the first thing right off the rip. Totally bogus call. I hate to do this. I hate siding with Boston, but bogus call in the Florida Panthers game. That was goaltender interference, but you don't call that, but yet you call it twice on your Tampa Bay Lightning when they weren't even close to what the Florida Panthers did in that game. That's ridiculous. I think the reffing has been the worst ever. Out of all the years I've watched the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's been the worst overall. Let's cut to basketball. Jamal Murray got mad and threw an ice pack onto the stands. And for 3 days, that's all the media talked about, is he threw an ice pack and he needed to be suspended and this and that. Are you kidding me? Like, grow up. Why can't anybody show emotion anymore? I thought that's the best part of the game is when guys get riled up. And you have softies on here who want to suspend a player for throwing an ice pack. That's ridiculous. Give me a break. I thought I used that well.
Put my timer because I'm going to go right. Jamal Murray should have been suspended for throwing that ice pack.
God.
That is a little temper tantrum move, and it's absolutely ridiculous. You are a grown man. You should not throw an ice pack under someone who's jumping. But anyways, back to the NBA and refereeing because I actually had that on my mind too. Illegal screens. Illegal screens have got to be put in the emphasis of the NBA next year. They happen on every single play. I know what you're thinking about is that game in New York, they call the illegal screen on Miles Turner. You know what? That was an illegal screen. And they happen every single play. The NBA has a problem. Draymond Green does it so much. Illegal screens are the most dangerous play in basketball. It's not the block charge. It's not, a blindside foul. It is the illegal screen because defenders are defenseless. They don't see what's coming, and these are elbows and these are hips that are hitting them. That is a dangerous play. The NBA has let that rule be bent, and now it's a problem. This happens a lot in the NBA. Illegal screens this offseason needs to be made a rule that emphasizes them and gets rid of all these illegal screens because it's bogus and it's dumb. Yeah. As a referee.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for listening once again. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter. Our Instagram has been blowing up. Thank you for all the support. Make sure to stay tuned for more information on the tailgate that's coming up. That's a reminder, June 29th against the Nationals, 4:10 p.m. is the start.
Let's get the Trop rocking.
This
could
rocking.
Be an awesome moment, kind of like the Randy thing.
Yeah, let's take it over. Maybe this can be an ongoing thing, maybe once a month. Who knows? There will be ticket giveaways. There are multiple tickets.
And a promo code. There is a promo code on the Instagram for 20% off your tickets. So use that too. Make sure you know about that.
Yes, if you don't win the tickets, you can still go at a cheaper rate. That's how much we love you guys. But yeah, continue to listen. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for listening. Have a great night, Tampa Bay.